What's going on, everybody? All right, so today we have a few things to talk about. Nothing major, but just, a few things as you can see from the topic. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Bringing you all this feed, bringing you all these updates and everything that's in this entertainment business. So yeah, as we wait for these notifications to go out as usual. All right, this is why I tell y'all turn those notifications on. That way you know when I go up online and when I put up a new video and all that good stuff. So we'll get started in a few seconds. But again, we just have a few little quick things to talk about. Really no updates, but just, a few things that we have to talk about and we have to address. And of course, as you can see from the topic, so make sure to drop your comments as we get into this chat and we talk and have some fun with this because we have to. We really have to. Yeah. Yep. What up, Shane? Appreciate you for watching. Everybody that's tuning in slowly as these notifications go out and stuff like that. So honestly, yeah. You know what? That's why I had to talk about that because it's just too much. You can see it from the comments, it's pretty it's pretty intense, and every time more and more I had to keep on blocking a lot of people, delete comments just because it's just so toxic, and man, we don't have time for that, but I am going to be addressing that. All right, so let's get started real quick. What's going on, Ray? Appreciate you for watching. Drop your comments. I'll be checking those out and stuff like that. So yeah, so look, let's talk first things first. Diamond Comic Distribution files for bankruptcy. If you haven't heard it, or if you did, then you already know what's up with that. Who are they? They're one of the biggest distributors with the comics, and they're big with Marvel and DC and everything that has to do, with distributing all these comics to places, to stores, wherever stands, and all these places that sell these books and stuff like that. Look, the reason why you know, the comic industry is all in the dump. Let's be real. They've been catering to the wrong crowd and they have been going trying to feed the woke agenda, fans. And those are not fans. Those are just people that want you to bend the knee and look at what happens. This is what happens when you go woke, you go broke. No excuses. This is what happens right here. All right. Diamond Comic Distributors, this is what you did to yourself, trying to cater to the wrong audience, and you completely are going down. This is why anime and manga is defeating and beating comics. It's sad, but that's the reality. Comics have gone down the drain. The movie industry with the comic characters have gone down the drain. There's no quality out there anymore. They're trying to cater to the wrong audience. And along with that, you have Marvel, you have Disney, that they've been ruining so many brands. And as you can see, Disney has destroyed their own brand of Star Wars. That's why they're in the dump. Disney has destroyed and ruined everything that they've done after, Endgame and stuff like that. This is why nothing that they're putting out is really making the money anymore like it used to. And honestly, this is what happens when you don't give the fans what they want. Honestly, DC is in the same situation. DC is trying to cater to an audience that doesn't exist. And then you have, again, them trying to do this reboot with Superman isn't going to go nowhere. And while we're on the topic of SuperFLOP, look, honestly, it's ridiculous because there's so many people that have been trying to say, oh, I'll see you in July when this movie breaks over $1 billion. They really think that they're going to make $1 billion off of Superman. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's not going to make those numbers. It's not even going to make back their budget, honestly. And I just can't wait to see the excuses. And the excuses are coming out now. This is why you see the polls that I'm putting, because it's sarcasm that I'm trying to post. Yesterday, I posted a post about which movie was worse in the DCEU. And I put Birds of Prey versus The Suicide Squad. And I'm surprised a lot of people put Birds of Prey, so they preferred The Suicide Squad. That's kind of sad, honestly, because the post was which one was worse out of both of them. Both of them are bad, but one is worse. To my preference, The Suicide Squad from James Gunn is the worst of everything. Birds of Prey is even better. then the Suicide Squad. I don't care. That's what I think. That's my opinion. That's where I stand, honestly. And it's just triggering all the James Gunn supporters. They're coming out, they're revealing who they are, and that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. This is going to be a walk in the park. It's crazy, honestly, but I'm not surprised. And again, I've been telling y'all for a while. Remember, if you've been following my channel, you've been seeing the videos and stuff. What did I say? That they're going to be creating all of this marketing campaign that's going to be artificial. And that's what that is. This is all artificial. It's not original, it's not organic. They are paying bots, they are paying YouTubers, they are paying all their marketing money is straight up going to all these YouTubers. I told you, I have made a comment on, I don't remember where, I think it was on YouTube or Facebook. I know somebody responded, and I was just joking. I was like, I wonder how much Disney is paying you. DC. I wonder how much the payroll of DC is going to be on this one, for Superman and stuff. Just being sarcastic. And somebody responded, and they're like, well, if you knew, you would want to get on that payroll also. And I responded with the little laughing emoji, like, yeah, right. I don't want none of that money. I don't care about it completely. Creature Commandos is not getting the viewership that they wanted. And the Suicide Squad was the beginning of the flops to come. And this is why they are where they're at right now. And honestly, nobody cares about this. Seriously. Look, man, the stocks today, while we're on the topic, and this is fresh, the stocks today for WB, right? January 15, 2025. We'll just see what they closed at. They closed at $9.79. It barely went up in the green, but it's still in the low. See what I'm saying? So nobody cares. Nobody cares. Investors, nobody cares about what James Gunn is doing. And the same thing is going to happen with Superman. Those tickets will not move, and they are going to be the same, but worse than Joker 2, honestly. Now, with Diamond Comic Distributors and this whole thing that, they put with the comic industry, honestly, this is not going to help these movies because people are just going to be like, well, if the comic books are doing bad, I can only expect how much worse the movies are going to be. This is why I bring you the reports about every day or every other day and let you know what the stocks are looking like for WB, because WB with all their IPs continue to tank. They're not going anywhere. Instead of going up, they continue to go low. They continue to sink. They keep on going down. And honestly, there's just no hope for them, realistically. And that's why it brings it to, in the end, what's going to happen once WB gets to the lowest number, they're going to have to do something. They're not going to stop, the movie division, because there's too much money. Regardless what you say, they're still going to be making movies. So what will be the next step? It's clear. They have to restore the Snyderverse. And I get it. Some of y'all might be like, you've been saying that for a while. Nothing has happened. How come I don't see anything happen? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. The same thing happened with the Snyder Cut. It took 3 to 5 years for us to finally get it. And what's the important thing? That we have it. That's a goal. The goal was to get it, and we have it. That's all that matters. This is why you see all these James Gunn fans and all his supporters, that they're coming out of the woods and they're just salty clowns because they know that it's going to happen. The James Gunn fans and his supporters know that Superman is going to super flop. Honestly, they know that it's going to tank. This is why they're being, triggered right now, and they're trying to come out and say everything. They say some horrible things. I'm not gonna repeat it because it's pointless, and I just delete them. You try to have a little conversation with them, there's no reasoning with them. Honestly, they're not. They always want to be right, even when they're proven wrong. And then they try to bring out this quote unquote fact, like they call it. And, they try to tell you, oh, but this and but that. It's always a but with them, Preach, what up? Appreciate you for watching. Appreciate everybody for watching and tuning in and stuff like that. We're just here talking about this whole industry and how it continues to go down the drain. And as a fan, honestly, I'm glad. I'm glad because this is what this industry gets for screwing things around. You don't give us, the customers, what we want. You reap what you sow, and this is the price literally you have to pay. No ticket sales, no comic sales, no anything that makes you money. And for that, I'm glad, honestly. You have to learn one way or the other. Hopefully, this is a reality check to the whole industry, not just DC, not just Marvel. This is for the whole industry, honestly. Stop catering to the woke agenda audience. They don't care. This is why they're called cancel culture. You have to cater to your fans. You have to cater to the people that support your brand. This is why I'm glad where all these brands are at. Look, I'm a fan, like I said it. Marvel, DC, Transformers, video games, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. But when you're at where you're at, it's because you brought that upon yourself. We already knew since the beginning when, what is it, Suicide Squad, the Justice League last year came out. We knew it was going to be bad. We even told the developers, yo, don't make it an online only thing. They did it like Anthem. They did it like all these other like games that are trying just to stay on online platforms. That doesn't work. And what happens? The game flopped. In less than 90 days, the game flopped. That tells you everything. Wake up. Wake up. It tells you the same thing with Superman. Superman is on the road to flops. That's it. Nothing that James Gunn has put out has made money at DC. I don't care about Marvel. I don't care about Disney. We're not talking about them. All right. I understand and I'm aware that he made money for them over there, of course, because he has Disney, he has Marvel to back them up. How come DC's not doing the same here? Oh, that's right, because DC has no money. So DC has no money, so they can't fund him. They can't give him what he really wants and what he needs. This is why they're trying to target certain YouTubers, to create all this fake excitement. Oh, go watch Superman. I can't wait. It's going to be the best thing. Blah, blah, blah. We already see the lies they're fabricating. I've been calling that for a while. And look at what's happening. I'm telling y'all, when the movie flops, they're going to do two things. And I've been telling y'all, they're going to blame us because they still blame us for everything. Oh, it's because of the Snyder fans and blah, blah, blah. The Snyder bots. Notice how it's always about the Snyder. They always love to add the name of Zack Snyder when it has nothing to do with them. They blamed us for all the movies that flopped, right? After Zack Snyder. Because they can't cope and they can't deal that everything that they're putting out is not working. That's it. But meanwhile, Rebel Moon is making money. Netflix is winning. Zack is winning. He's getting more work. And what happens to Star Wars? It keeps sinking. Nobody's watching it. Nobody cares about it. Who are they catering to? See what I'm saying? The same thing is going to happen with Superman. Nobody cares about this Superman. Nobody wants to see David Cornsweet. And it's a handful of people that only care about him. But it's not enough to save the company. Because on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and yearly basis, the flops continue and they don't stop. You think Superman's going to be an exception? You think that Superman is going to make you money? No, on the contrary, it's going to perform worse because every time it declines more and more. The studio and a lot of fans, they were like, oh, you're going to see. Wait till Joker 2 comes out. Oh, because of Lady Gaga. And there was a lot of YouTubers that I follow and I saw them. And I was like, they're faking. They're faking. You can see it. And what did they start saying? Oh, because Lady Gaga. And I told you, I was like, there's a rumor that's going to be a musical. Everybody made fun of me. Okay. What happened is a musical. And what did I say? Yo, that movie's going to tank. Everybody made fun of me. And what happened? That movie tanked. The same thing with Superman. Everybody's making fun of me right now. Oh, Superman's going to make over $1 billion. Yeah, right. You wish. And what it's going to do when it comes out, it's not going to make those numbers. I'm telling you, it's on a roll and the avalanche of complete flops. That's it. It's not making money. James Gunn doesn't have enough supporters to back him up. This is why they're creating artificial ads, artificial networks and stuff, because they're trying to pay. Okay, this YouTuber, he has a large following. He'll talk good. She'll talk good. Let's go with that. It's just fabricated lies. And I've been telling y'all that for a while. That's why with Superman, it's not going to save WB. James Gunn and his Superman is going to be done. Supergirl's filming. Oh, wow. Who cares? You know why? Because in the end, Supergirl is going to be a tax write-off. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it early. Supergirl is going to get the bad girl treatment. You will see. And watch, because remember, Jason Momoa, he's running with Gunn now. So by him doing what he did, you think a lot of fans are going to go and support him because of that? No, I've seen a lot of people already saying, yo, he sold out. And I'm one of them. He sold out. You get what I'm saying? Why should I support him? You were down with the Snyder fans. You were down with the Snyderverse. You were down with Zack Snyder Justice League. And now you're over jumping with James Gunn because you run with Gunn. Run with Gunn to the flops. That's what you're running to, honestly. That's why nobody in the industry really wants to work with James Gunn. And it's no surprise. That's what I'm telling y'all. Watch as we continue to get closer to Superman. All of this artificial, fake excitement of Superman, that's all it's going to be. Fake. It's going to be, oh, go watch it. Go watch it. Oh, I saw it. It's the best thing. Everybody's going to be straight up licking James Gunn's boots. You know what I'm saying? And when the movie comes out, and especially when those tickets go up for sale, you're going to see how those tickets and those theaters are going to be empty. I'm telling y'all, that's how you know when the movie's going to do. When Sonic was selling tickets, those tickets were selling out, and it was hard to get tickets because everybody wanted to see them. You can't say the same with Joker 2. Joker 2, you could be like, I'm going to go today. Where should I sit? Oh, that's right. Anywhere, because there's all these seats available. And the same thing's going to happen with Superman. Maybe the first day, you know, a little bit of the fans that, of course, you know, the Marvel shows and all these, you know, MCU fans that pretend to be DC fans are going to go watch Superman, but it's not going to make the numbers that they're expecting. Superman needs to make $1 billion or more, period. It needs to. Their budget is like 300 million, right? Add the marketing on top of that. What it's going to be, another 150 million, because you have to spend money. The most expensive part in a movie when you're done or anything, creating a game, a book, whatever, it's always the marketing. And that's where they're going to lose most of the money because people are not going to go watch it. They're going to be like, well, I'll just catch it on streaming. And that's it. And then they're going to come out and say it's the most streamed movie on Max. Well, obviously, because probably there's nothing else to watch. People are bored. They didn't go to the theaters. And boom, now you have it on your streaming service. Okay, big deal. But it's at the box office where we're going to get them. Because when that whole thing of tickets are available now for Superman, that's where we come into play even more because our wallets are going to be closed. That's why I'm telling y'all, wallets closed. That's it. That's it. They don't want to give us the Snyderverse. We don't have to give them money. That's it. Plain and simple. See what I'm saying? And that's what's triggering them. These James Gunn fans constantly are always talking and saying negative things. And you can see it on the comments. Sometimes you see that I'll respond to them, I'll delete them, I'll block them, I'll report them, and nothing gets done. They find a way to come back. It's like they changed their name and then they're still there. Like the other day, you know, I think it was yesterday or something. There was this one account, and I was like, yo, I've blocked you 3 times. What are you doing here? That's what I don't get. This page, this community, right? And the topics that I talk about are Zack Snyder, David Ayer, Justice League, Transformers, Michael Bay. You see these topics. This is what I talk about. And I see that people are watching. So, of course, I'm going to keep on talking about it. It's my channel, it's my content. And if you want to watch, you watch. If you don't, you're not obligated to. But then they come here and they want to vent and want to talk all this poison and say all these negative things about me or about us or about what we like. But they're the ones that are salty. You don't see me going out of my way to go to a Marvel page and say, hey, look, da 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 da. No, you don't have to watch it the same way. I don't have to go and watch certain content. See what I'm saying? But they don't like that. That's the problem. When you have fans that can't accept and they don't want to hear that, what are you supposed to do? Nothing. What am I supposed to do? I just block them and I delete them. But we continue to do our thing. And as I talk about this, just to let y'all know, all right? Now, this one's just for you, exclusive to all of the salty trolls that are out there. All these salty clowns that constantly, especially today, they've been on a roll talking about, well, your channel's never going to grow because, you know, you only put the same thing, blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants to watch. And then I go and see their page. What do they have? 1 follower, 3 followers, a couple. But look, here, let me spit some facts. Within the past few days, right? I have over 37.5 thousand views overall with my videos. Over 135 subscribers. What does that tell you? That people want and enjoy this. This is why I constantly bring this content, because people are enjoying it. That's the whole point. People are enjoying it. And I do it for y'all. This is why I make these videos. Of course, you're going to have some part of the fandom that are going to get triggered and they're going to get in their feelings and they're going to come out, and it is what it is. But this is why I keep on telling everybody, and I'm seeing it more and more, and I appreciate that. More people are starting to use Restore the Snyderverse, and that's what we need. Like I told you, when we fought for the Snyder Cut, everybody was using release the Snyder Cut, and we finally have it. So now we're fighting for Restore the Snyderverse. And in due time, we are going to get the Snyderverse restored. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be another day of celebration because we got that victory. And that's what triggers all of these James Gunn supporters, all of these Rebel Moon anti fans, because they don't like that. They don't want to see us win. And they're seeing us win. And they can't accept the fact that Zach has a large, massive, strong following. And this is why I'm here, to help, to motivate, to give us that boost, that encouragement that we need on a daily basis, because it's not easy. I get it. Everywhere, everybody is so negative. Everybody's so negative about one thing or the other. So I'm here bringing you facts, but with a reality check, staying positive. Not everybody's going to see that same point of view, and that's understandable. But at the same time, we got to do what we have to do. Some people won't appreciate that, but for the most part, most people are going to appreciate that. And that's why I do it. Even if it's one person. I remember when I started this channel, nobody would watch. And then it started growing slowly, slowly. And this is where we're at. We're over 1.7 thousand followers. To some, that's not enough. Oh, that's not enough. To me and to the community, that's a lot, because it's showing you that people are waking up and starting to see the lies in this industry. It's always been about lies. But at the same time, here we are winning. We're winning together. We're making change. And in due time, we will get what we want. You have Rotten Tomatoes that's against us. You have all of these Marvel and Disney fans that are against us. Hell, you even have the studio that's against us. So what are you supposed to do? This is why the same thing when it comes to the Transformers topic, it's the same thing. You got, even within that community and that fandom, you see it. I put these videos and you can see the comments and stuff like that. And it's wild, and I have a video that I'm working on for that one too. But, it just shows you. This is why I do these polls, to let you, the fan, decide what is it that you like most. And sometimes it surprises me because, the responses that I get and stuff. And I'm like, wow, like I didn't know that was going to be, but it just shows you what it is that people want, and, like what they really support and stuff like that. So in the end, we're enjoying what we enjoy, and to each their own, I guess. And it is what it is. This is why, like, I don't let none of those things that they say bother me. I just don't. They think that it's bothering me, but it's not. They want to silence me, but they're not, and they know it. They know that they can't silence me. They know that they cannot stop us, and they know that in due time we are going to get the Snyderverse restored, the air cut released. They know that they can't stop that. Everything right now is on the shoulders of James Gunn with Superman. And just notice how James Gunn is right now. He's worried, he's desperate, and he knows that all the pressure is on him. One, he's the CEO of DC Studios. That alone is a pain. Two, he knows the whole world is right now watching and waiting to see what's going to happen with Superman. And especially if it flops, it's over for him. It's over. Look at how Joss Whedon's career ended after Justice League. Do we need to talk more about that? No, because we know his career is over. And DC thought, and WB thought, hey, look, we're going to make what the Avengers made because that's Joss Whedon. And look at what happened. Look at the mess that they got themselves into. That's all WB's fault. That's not Zack Snyder's fault. You can't blame Zack. Zack had a tragedy. He had a situation he had to take care of. WB should have just stepped in and be professional and said, you know what? We're going to give Zack time. And when he's ready, let him come back. But no, no. WB and the executives were like, no, we can't do that. We have to continue because we need that Marvel money. And what happened? It cost them everything. Literally, it cost them everything. And why does WB regret releasing the Snyder Cut? Plain and simple, because they know that they're never going to get that level of quality. Without Zack, they know that there's no level of quality like that. Look at that. WB is so desperate that even the WB studios, right, couldn't let James Gunn put from the director of Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad, we have Superman. No, they just had to go ahead and say from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Stop everything. Stop everything. What? If I would have been in the studio and I saw that as an executive, I would have been like, whoa, hold on, stop, stop. This has already crossed the line. I get it, you trying to make the Marvel money, but don't put and give Marvel, our competitor, the credit to a movie that we're gonna put out. I would have been like, you better delete that shit. You better put from the director of Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Oh no, but those movies didn't do good at the box office. Too bad. Those are your movies. Now you're gonna put that on the trailer. Oh, but they couldn't do that, right? Because they knew that it wasn't going to be good. It was going to make James Gunn look bad. Even worse. I think it's worse by them allowing James Gunn to put from the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Because you clearly are trying to be now exactly like Marvel. It didn't work for you and it's not going to work. WB, wake up. Wake up. It's crazy. You see what I'm saying? It's like, who would have thought? But again, it's the WB's fault for everything that they're going through right now. You can't blame Zack for that. Zack was not trying to compete with nothing of Marvel. Zack was just doing his thing. Remember, Man of Steel came out, and then Batman versus Superman wasn't supposed to happen yet. Because after we got Man of Steel, Zack wanted to do a Batman movie with Ben Affleck. But it was the studio that rushed Zack and said, hey, look, we want to do something new. We want to do something different. Let's put Batman versus Superman. That's the reason we got it. Even Zack was saying it. If you go back and read articles, Zack was like, yo, like, it's not time for that. But WB pressured him. WB got in the way. Toby Emmerich got in the way. Everybody that was there, Sujihara, all these people got in the way and they pressured Zack to do it. So what happened? Zack ended up doing Batman versus Superman, which I'm thankful for, but it wasn't supposed to happen because we were supposed to get Ben Affleck's Batman. Then we were supposed to get Man of Steel 2, and then we were supposed to get where they were going to fight Batman versus Superman or something like that, from what I barely remember. And then what happened? Oh, Marvel said, hold on. We have rats at WB. They're going to do Batman versus Superman. We're going to do Captain America versus Iron Man. And that's why that happened. And that's how dirty Disney and Marvel are, that they moved their dates. I think it's like a week after Batman versus Superman. So that didn't help the box office. See what I'm saying? Zack originally planned to make Batman versus Superman what we got in the Ultimate Cut, R-rated. So since the beginning, see what I'm saying? Since the beginning, the DCEU was supposed to be R-rated. And what happened? WB got in the way and said, no, we have to do and get in the way and we have to edit it. And that's why we got what we got with Batman versus Superman. Two different movies, even though it's the same thing. You can see the big difference. Batman versus Superman versus the Ultimate Cut. If they would have put the Ultimate Cut, I guarantee you they would have surpassed Captain America and what is this Iron Man, Civil War, whatever it was. It would have surpassed it because they were doing something different. Zack wasn't focused on, oh, hold on, let me see how I can compete against the MCU. No, that was WB and the executives. And then they go ahead and try to throw the blame on Zack. Zack's like, yo, I'm not trying to compete with them. We're doing our thing. That's it. And it was going to something good. Every time it was going to get better. but the studio kept on getting in the way. This is why we are where we are, because they, meaning WB and the executives, wanted to completely destroy everything that Zack was creating until we finally have Zack Snyder's Justice League. Notice, when you see everything of the DCEU with Zack attached to it, everything was making money. It was in a better position. We've already seen without Zack Snyder how everything has costed the studio money. We've seen it with all these movies, even with two different versions of Justice League, right? When you look at it, if WB would have been like, you know what, let's just wait till Zack is good with this whole issue that he's going with his family and stuff like that, and then let him come back when he's ready. Same thing with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was going through some tough times, and it is what it is. He recovered, he did what he had to do. Good for him. But what happens? WB playing WB corporate games, rushed Zack, rushed the Justice League, and said, you know what? Let's bring in the director of the Avengers because probably he's going to fix the problem. No, it got even worse. This is why they spent even more money. This is why Justice League, the brand overall, whether it's Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, just the name in the movie division has costed the studio so much money because WB couldn't pull the head out of their own ass and get their act together. They should have just waited and say, you know what? We're going to wait until Zack is back. Let him do what he has to do, take some time off. We're going to pause Justice League. And when he's good, we'll continue. But no, WB just had to rush it. They just had to rush everything, and they messed up everything. They did it to David Ayer. That's why we got Studio Squad from WB. And then they ended up putting out the extended cut. That's also, I think, the unrated cut or something like that, which is a little bit better than what we got in the theatrical release. But we're still fighting for David Ayer's Suicide Squad. When we get it, that's going to be three visions of of that movie of Suicide Squad, because of course you have Studio Squad, you have the extended or the unrated, whatever it's called, the R-rated one, and then we'll finally have David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Three times it had to go through editing and all that stuff because the studio, that's how stupid the studio is that they did that. See what I'm saying? The same thing with Zack. They should just let Zack do his thing. This is why you have to look at what Netflix has done and how they're winning. Financially, Netflix, they're gaining all the money. They're gaining subscribers. They're just winning overall. And that's what matters because they're putting out content. They're letting Zack do what he has to do. Take your time. Don't rush it. And in the end, you got two versions. You got the clean version and you have the R-rated version. Pick and choose which one you want. And we already got two movies. We already know that the third one of Rebel Moon is in the works. And soon we'll be hearing updates about that. So that tells you, it just tells you. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Exactly. WB is corrupt. The studio is fully corrupt. So if they're corrupt and they do those things that are petty, why should we as the customer continue to open our wallets? No, on the contrary, keep those wallets closed, my friends. Keep them closed. That's why I'm telling you. James Gunn knows that Superman isn't going to make the money that they're expecting. The whole team of his doubt him. You might not think and you might not see that, but I know it. Trust me when I'm telling you that. There was rumors out there once he came on board, and they were like, even the executives and the people inside WB are completely worried about James Gunn because they don't believe in him. He's not a leader. James Gunn's not a leader. He has no clue what he's doing with DC. He's good at bringing the brand down, and that's what he's done. He's done a fantastic job. Kudos to you, James Gunn, because you're good at creating flops and you're good at destroying a brand. You're just like Joss Whedon. You're no different than him. That's why you guys are BFFs, right? And look at where Joss Whedon is at now, catching cases in court, and he's not making anything for anybody. Ruined his career. See what I'm saying? That's why when you see everything that Zack is putting out, you're gonna have people talking. They're gonna be salty, of course, because they're still bitter that we got the Snyder Cut. People are still in shock after all these years, and they're like, "How did they get the Snyder Cut?" Plain and simple, because we know what we want. We support Zack, and there's no stopping us. That's what that is. But they couldn't tolerate that. And this is the mess that the studio is in right now. You think that Supergirl is going to really see the daylight? No, it's going to get the Batgirl treatment because apparently there's a rumor that this year, 2025, Peter Safran's contract is going to be expired. It's going to be done, and they're not going to renew it. This is why he's jumping ship soon. You'll see it. You will see it. He's going to jump ship. Notice how Peter Safran has been quiet. He hasn't been saying anything. It's everything now James Gunn. Because once he's done, James Gunn's going to be left alone. They're not going to bring in somebody else. They can't afford it. So that's what I'm telling you. All the weight of Superman relies and it's on the shoulders of James Gunn at the moment. James Gunn is in a tight situation right now. He has to run the studio. He has to do the writing, do the directing, do probably some of the editing, has to oversee all that. He has to, like select the cast because, of course, James Gunn wants to do everything. So he's distracted. And then on top of that, he has to deliver. And we know he's not going to deliver. We already know it. But then you have the delusional James Gunn fans that think that James Gunn is the solution. James Gunn is the one who's going to change this industry. No, he's not. He hasn't changed anything. He should have done it with Peacemaker. He should have done it with the Suicide Squad. What excuse? There's no more excuses. That's it. It's over. It's done. That's why I'm telling you. The DCU is DOA. It's done before it even starts. It's fully DOA. It's not going to make them the money that they want. Look at the stocks. Every day they're low. They're low. They're low. They don't go up. And when they go up, they're still low. So therefore, nothing that James Gunn or DC is putting out is working. None of the IPs of WB are working. Nothing. That studio is in a bad situation financially. They've burned so many bridges with people in this industry. They've burned so many bridges with the fans. They've literally turned their backs on us, the fans, the customer. So what are we supposed to do? Keep on giving them money? No. Why? Why should we? Why should we keep on supporting a company that doesn't care about us? You don't want to give us quality? We won't give you money. That's it. That's it. And then with Superman, watch when they get to Supergirl because they're filming, obviously, because James Gunn is desperate. And of course, James Gunn's in power. So if I was in his position, I would greenlight everything that I could while I'm still there. Oh, I want to do this one, I want to do that, I'm going to do that. Everything is just, why? Because he's desperate. That's what a desperate person does when they know that there's no way out. When they're done and they're cooked, they know they're like, you know what? Screw it. Just put everything. And if it works, it works. But who cares? He's going to leave his legacy. And his legacy is going to be an embarrassment. That's why with Superman, it's not going to get those numbers. And it cracks me up how some of these fans are like, it's going to make over $1 billion. No, it's not. You wished it would. It's not going to. It's going to tank worse than Joker 2. It's going to flop. It's going to make Joker 2 financially look better, honestly. Superman is in a bad situation. And now with this whole Diamond Comic distribution that they filed for bankruptcy, that doesn't help this industry. That doesn't help people say, the average moviegoer, hey, I want to go watch the movie. Meanwhile, the distributor that puts out all the comics for Marvel and DC are filing for bankruptcy. Whoa, I'm not going to go watch that. You crazy? If the comic industry sucks, you imagine the movie's going to be even worse. That's like saying, hey, look, Nintendo's doing bad or Sega's doing bad, but they're putting out a new movie. I should go check it out. Why? They're just telling you the game sucks. Why are you going to go watch it? See what I'm saying? That's what happened with that other movie. What was it? Borderlands, I think. Look at what they did with that. That movie tanked. It was DOA, and that's what it was. The same thing with the Superman. There's not enough fans to support it. People still want Henry Cavill. They want Henry Cavill, and we're going to get Henry Cavill. Once that Snyderverse is restored, I'm telling y'all, these stocks don't go up. Numbers are not going up. Nothing is working at WB. Fans are tired. Fans are tired. We don't want the nonsense anymore. It's exhausting. This is why I don't waste my time trying to reason with the James Gunn follower because they're so stuck in their point of view that they don't even want to talk to you about, hey, look, let's check this other point of view. Or, hey, I see your point of view, but No, everything with them is just they just completely come at you, and every time it's even more and more. I'm like, I'm not even wasting my energy on them. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. You know? Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know about those YouTubers you talking about, Pedro. Yeah, for sure. They sold out a long time ago. And that's what it shows you. You know, like they disappear, and all of a sudden a reboot comes, and then it is what it is. But that's what I'm telling y'all, man. We have to keep those wallets closed. WB knows that we're onto them. They know it. All right. This is why we have to keep on going. There's no stopping us. And we just got to keep those wallets closed. That's the only way that we're going to win, by keeping those wallets closed. Honestly, it's sad, but this is where they're at because they chose to be there. But then, they want to blame us, right? They want to blame us, the fans, that, oh, it's our fault because we didn't go out and support it. It's our fault because we didn't go out and buy it. No, it's your fault as the studio because you didn't deliver quality. You didn't have to take out and replace Zack Snyder. You didn't have to do a reboot. It wasn't necessary. You should have just let Zack do what he was doing. But no, you guys wanted to do this reboot. You're going to have to learn the hard way. Your reboot isn't going to save you. Superman isn't going to save you. And most of all, James Gunn is not DC's savior. WB continues to sink, and it will continue to sink as we get closer to Superman. You're going to see those tickets are not going to sell, those seats are not going to get filled, and most of all, James Gunn isn't going to put a good quality movie out there. That's the cold reality. But you have some delusional fans that are still believing and thinking that this movie is going to make them $1 billion. How? It's been costing the studio almost $1 billion with everything under the poor leadership of James Gunn. It's not working. James Gunn is not the one to be running this studio. Yet he gets the keys to do whatever he wants in this playground, right? He better deliver, and Superman better make $1 billion. But it's not. Sadly, it's not. And Supergirl, in the end, along with Lobo, are going to be tax write offs. Because once James Gunn's contract is fully up next year, sometime, I think it's sometime in the summer, it's not. It's just not going to make it, honestly. Everything is right now on the shoulders of James Gunn with Superman. Notice how they've been quiet and they're not talking about anything except what they have: Peacemaker season 2, Superman that's coming up, Supergirl, and what, Creature Commandos. That's it. And maybe Lobo, but that's not gonna make it far. So take away that. He's just gonna be making a cameo in Supergirl. He's gonna try to do what Zack did with Batman versus Superman, throw in those characters so it could try to show you, hey, look, he was in there. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be a complete mess. And once his contract is about to expire next year, don't think that they're going to renew it. On the contrary, whoever comes in is not gonna want to renew a contract with James Gunn, especially with all the money that he's been costing the studio. But that's what they wanted. They wanted that. That's what you get, and that's what you got. No surprise, yo. No surprise, honestly. Look at the gaming division of WB. It's doing bad. It's doing bad. Nothing is saving WB right now. This is why I see these stocks that will continue to drop. Once they see that Superman did not perform the way that they thought it was going to, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, and they're going to have to say, well, that didn't work like we planned. What do we do now? You know what you need to do, WB? You just need to continue the Snyderverse. That's it. Zack is already there. Just continue it, restore everything that where it left off, and that's it. And you will see. And you will just see how all the numbers start going up for you. All the profits and everything will start coming your way. It's crazy. It's crazy. I remind you from the Matrix, why do you keep fighting? Because I choose to. Yeah, honestly, like, that's another good question now that you said that. Because somebody asked me that earlier today, a Gunn fan. It was like, oh, I don't know why you take this too serious. It's just a movie. Yeah, it's just a movie, but it's quality that I'm fighting for. If it wasn't for that, this is why we're called fans, short for fanatics, because we enjoy this. I enjoy DC. I like DC, but I don't like what James Gunn is doing. He's been destroying the brand ever since he came on board with the Suicide Squad. Nothing that James Gunn is putting out is good. Nothing. He was good over there at Marvel with Disney, not here at DC. It's an insult. He's turning this into a whole Marvel DC. I don't even know what to call it anymore. Like he's brought in that whole Marvel formula, and that's why you have now some fans that are and the best ones are the one that crack me up. Well, I'm a Zack Snyder fan, but I've already moved on, and you should give James Gunn a chance. You put three things that do not add into a sentence. You just don't. It makes no sense. How can you call yourself a Zack Snyder fan and say you also like and support James Gunn? You just can't. You just can't. How? Why? It doesn't make sense. Why would you want to do that? But this is how delusional some of these fans are. They don't even know what to believe anymore. And that's the funny part, because they don't even know what they're fighting for. They're just programmed to say things because they're just following the crowd. And it shows to you. Notice the views on these videos, they continue to go up. That tells you that people are hungry, people are interested, people are nosy, people are curious. 4 different factors that people are clicking on these videos. Something, curiosity, is making people click. And that's why people are responding. People are subscribing. The subscribers are growing. They are growing. That tells you that people want and they believe in this. I'm not here forcing nobody to accept anything that I'm saying. You all are here because you choose to be. You don't have to be. Even if it's 1 second or the whole full whatever time this is. You don't have to. I'm not forcing anybody. But then they want to come here, give their pointless opinion that nobody asked for, and then they get mad at me. I'm like, make it make sense. See what I'm saying? It's just, all I could do is just completely laugh at it. We just have to do what we're doing. There's no stopping us. They know that there's no stopping us. And in due time, we will have it. We will have it. Just like Darkseid said in Zack Snyder's Justice League, we will stop at nothing. Ready the Armada. That's what we have to do. We have to do the old ways. How did we get the Snyder Cut? The old ways, by using hashtags. You heard it. I put the video from like 2 days ago. Go check it out. From the not the executive, the rep that my friend called WB, and even she told him what to do. She's like, go on X, which is Twitter, and just keep doing it on social media. That's it. So we're winning. We're making noise again, people. That should be enough motivation to get you and say, you know what? Boom, let's do this. It doesn't cost you anything just to say and use the hashtag restore the Snyderverse. I'm starting to see it a lot more, and that's good because that's the whole point. The goal is for us to get the Snyderverse restored, and in due time, we will get it. But yeah, so this is all the time that I have for today. I know it's a short stream, but I'm about to get off and just chill a bit. But I just wanted to talk about all this and stuff because honestly, like it's kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's kind of foolish how like some of these fans are, and you can just see how the comments you see on the comments, like I'll try to leave some, but for the most part, I'll delete and I'll block. But then they find a way to come back, and I'm like, there's so much that I could do, but we will keep doing what we have to do, and it is what it is. But thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate everybody that's been subscribing, watching the videos, dropping the comments, sharing the video, turn that notification on, all that stuff. Trust me, it helps. It helps the content. It helps the channel. And every little bit that you put, it helps. And that's what we want. We need that. We need these videos to keep on going, to keep on getting seen, keep on getting watched, reshared, all that stuff. Because this is how we're going to get them, honestly. I'm here saying probably most of the stuff that some of y'all wish that you could say. And I'm here saying it. I'm exposing them because I have thick skin. It doesn't bother me. They come at me and they say everything that's negative. I just let it out. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. All right. You get what I'm saying? Like, we just keep moving and we keep on doing our thing. But yeah, so keep posting for the next videos that I post up, and all these updates that come up, I'll make sure to share with y'all and stuff like that. So Again, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe wherever you are around the world, wherever you're watching. And as always, until next time, peace.